Domingo. I'm thinking about Saturday. Feel like Saturday is Sunday and Sunday is Saturday for me. To be honest, this is the day I really relax. Do a little research. I've been getting in some good information today. But nevertheless, happy Sunday. The weekend is almost over with. The holidays are coming this week. This Thursday here in the States, we celebrate Thanksgiving. The history of this holiday is quite, let's just say it's debatable or whatever, right? But Thanksgiving is a wonderful holiday. It should be a everyday celebrated holiday. Giving out your best energy, your best efforts, your best resources, giving out time. Thanks and giving go hand in hand. This world is so chaotic because we don't think enough, we don't give enough. And yeah. And even after that, the point is after Thanksgiving, we have Black Friday. Black people finally get a chance to be a part of the United States. We used being sold for cheap after they cut us up and eat us up, and it's just entertainment purposes. This sick world they've been eating, you know, for the longest. You see the Louis bags look just like our skin. The red, just like come on now. Signs and symbols for the conscious mind. But nevertheless, right, we're so thankful that we run out, spend all our hard earned money to be consumers for things that we should already be thankful for. What are you guys thankful for? What does thankfulness means to you? Do you or do you not celebrate Thanksgiving? I really care less for these holidays. I celebrate my birthday. That's what's important to me. I thank God for allowing me to have a plus one each year. And that's what's most important. Being thankful to be present and in my right mind. Could wake up today and not even know who I am, where I am, or what I am. And that does happen to people. But I just wake up being grateful that I am who I am and I'm aware and alert. But nevertheless, I'm Aaron Glenn, team member Aaron Glenn, private personal consultant, also advocate for mental health awareness as well. Because success to me is 90% mindset. 90% mindset that it takes to be successful, and the other 10%, which is skills that anybody can achieve, learn if applied. Digital marketing is a skill that I now have because I applied the effort it takes to achieve these skills day in and day out. Success and failure, repetition, persistence is what allowed me to add this high income earning situation into my business, Team Angie. Skills, anybody can learn skills if you apply yourself. The greatest people, all high achievers, all high earners, they all just applied new skills to themselves. They all was persistent, which is a trait and quality that anyone can have, and they're also was passionate about the things that they're pursuing, right? You can be motivated to do things, but motivation only leads you so far. If you're not passionate about it, truly inspired from what it is, then you'll be easy to be tempted to give up and stop the marathon. Team Angie, I always say the marathon continues. We got started back in 2022 with no prior experiences or education on what it takes to be an entrepreneur or to run anything, right? Just run my own life. But through all of the failures, through all of the success, I've realized that it's just about carrying on. Whenever I'm done is the time I'll be saying that I'm going to retire and sell the business because I put so much work in. It's been automated so long, and I want to be a blessing to someone else, which I would really give it to my son. But anyway, it's about persistence, right? Anything and everything comes for those of who keep going to pursue it. You look at the greatest people on earth, some of the legends, Michael Jordan, the living legend. He didn't make every shot, but that didn't stop him from continuously trying. He didn't win every championship game. He didn't make it to the playoffs every season, but he kept trying. Him and his whole team. It's not just on him as well, but the whole team. Just like Chicago Bears, they lose so much. The whole team don't put up much effort because they don't want it as bad. I mean, that doesn't mean that they don't deserve it, but that's the difference between a winner and a champion. They win games, but as far as to be a champion, it takes a different type of mindset. Not everybody makes it to the Olympic Games, right? Not everybody make it to the World Cups. But anyway, that's the difference. And I'm just here to put positive vibes into the universe. The truth of spirituality and consciousness. I want to bring some things into focus, right? Make this stuff make sense. It's gonna all tie into each other just a bit. But first, I want to read from this book of inspiration, Enjoying Peace in His Presence, written by Serion, Jesus Calling. For he himself, 14. Today's chapter, today is November the 23rd, 2000. This is the most direct way to achieve a thankful stance. If your mind needs a focal point, gaze at my love on the cross. Pour it out for you on the cross. Remember that remembrance builds a foundation of gratitude in you, a foundation that circumstances cannot shake. And that's what this is about. Um, a foundation that circumstances cannot shake. Poured out my love for you on the cross. These two passages is really, really looked over. Christ died on a cross, meaning I don't think a lot of people actually know what it means to be put on a cross. How does that really affect a person in their last hours of life, right? So, of course, he had a crown of thorns in his head. You get poked by a rose bush, you know what a thorn feels like. You just imagine those on your head all around and pushed in tightly. Your hands being crossed, I mean, nailed with your hands being nailed like this, whatever, and your feet together being nailed. And the only thing is holding you up is those nails. But every time he breathed, it's like those nails in his feet is being pushed in again. So it's like excruciating pain just to breathe because you don't die right away because they put holes in your hands and your feet and you sitting there bleeding out. Sometimes being on a cross, that death can take minutes, hours, or even up to 3 days. And that's torturous. I mean, Jesus sat there when they put him on the cross. He gave up his own life because it was just so much torture, so much pain, and he was just sitting there crying out to God, like, please take this from me. I don't, I'm in pain. I'm a God, and I'm enduring this. They like to go over that a lot. That was the ultimate sacrifice, a God sacrificing another God, so that us gods can be truly free. But yet and still, we decide to be unfree and chained and uh, held down by the thoughts of our mind. That's why I advocate for mental health. Some people are mentally chained, mentally unable to be free, mentally unable to think for themselves, to be distracted by the enemy at all times. This is where mental health comes from. Subtle addictions, subtle habits that gets the devil to slowly take away your mind, take away your energy, your capacity to think for yourself. Um, this is how people drift into that situation, right? When you don't have a definite purpose of why you're living and what you're living for, you drift off into all type of things where the devil will continuously keep you living for things that aren't aligning with the higher consciousness or with the high vibration. Just like this, right? I'm putting in a perfect example. For drug addicts, right? These demons feed off that. That's what they do all life. That's what they do in life. That's why people are becoming addicts and they can't get away because that energy, that frequency, that habit, that's what keeps them going. That's what keeps them, you know, that's their definite purpose is to do that. Now, what that brings to them, happiness, misery, whatever, right? You know what come with the ish when you do it. Just like you could pursue, they're conscious about it, right? And let me break this down even more so before I finish this reading because I was thinking about this last night and these thoughts are for a reason. I was thinking about energy, right? And how the mind is so important to be aware, aware of your present, right? Living in the present. Why it's so important? Why am I saying this, right? Okay, so everybody has dreams and goals. But what's the difference between someone achieving those dreams and goals and someone who doesn't? This here is the difference. When you have thoughts like, okay, this is a better example. You know, or you may have not heard of this analogy of you were one hit away from the goal or one strike away from the gold. The gold or the gold. You know, when they say a picture of somebody's in a cave, he's digging for gold, and he just got one more inch of dirt in front of him before he has his stash. Or batters up. You got those two hits. You like, man, I might not get it. You didn't missed or whatever. And now you're one swing away from hitting that goal. You might home run it. But again, still, this is where that mindset comes in, right? The difference between achievers and non-achievers is this: that moment that comes where those thoughts be like, you have one little bit of energy left to swing one more time to find that goal. Also, to step into your second win, right? Your second, what they call it, your second win, like your second batch of energy or whatever, right? And this is where that comes from. When you have those moments of, you have to choose, right? Do I keep going or do I stop? These moments are important because the same energy you put into taking a break and stopping is the same energy you can put into, okay, I'm going to try one more time. And depending on what you choose to do at that moment, if you choose to keep going and get your goal, you will be rewarded from your efforts and you will be having more confidence, more trust that you're on the right path and that you can make things happen. And in total vice versa, you be talking yourself out. That's why it's important to advocate for mental health because the mindset matters and what you focus on. These thoughts that you entertain is what creates your reality. Where the mind goes, attention goes, energy goes as well. You have to guard your mind. This is how you be present, you be aware, right? By guarding your mind presently, being aware of these distractions, these negative thoughts that can basically have you act on it and be like, I'll just do it tomorrow. Well, guess what? The energy you just used to quit was all that it took. Now tomorrow comes, that energy is gone. That motivation is gone. This is a whole new light and day, a whole new 24 hours. Even though you're mentally consciously thinking about what you should have did, it's that energy to do those things are now is drained, right? You have to replenish. It's just like the sun, right? For those of you who walk in the light, you try to do as much as you can while you have the light. For those of you who choose not to, you will be up drained and be more tired during the nighttime, right? This is like when your cell phone is light. You can do all the things you want to do with your phone when it's light on, right? You could call, you could text, you could browse the web, you could do whatever. But once it goes dark, meaning it goes dead, it can't do anything for you. It needs that moment of refreshness. It needs that moment of recharging. It needs the moment to recalibrate. It needs a moment to process all of the downloads, everything, right? Because even sometimes when your cell phone or device needs an upgrade, it doesn't stay on. It'll turn off and turn back on. And why am I saying all this? Just like the sun has, let's say, 12 hours to shine its light, and then it goes down, you have certain amount of time to pursue your goals, to use that energy to keep building until it's time to recharge. When the time is now, which is like right now, right? You need the sun to see everything that you can do. You need to be doing exactly that around this time. Spending your time, your energy on things that's going to bring you closer to the life that you desire. When you spend your time and energy talking yourself out of being active, because faith without works is dead, right? You could read the Bible, know the Bible, but if your ass don't change the way that you think about how do you do things, that's dead. Faith without works are dead. I could be a preacher knowing all of the Bible, but if you see my lifestyle is totally contradiction, all I'm doing is wasting my time even trying to preach, right? Also misleading souls to damnation, which I will have to answer for that when the time comes. Mindset is very important. People like, oh, I have tomorrow. That's a procrastinator. That's how you end up drifting to where your mind is hard to be taken control of to do the things that you really truly want to be powered to do. That's the importance of taking action. Because when you don't take the right action, you drift into action that's gonna keep you moving in the direction you don't want to be moved in, right? And what's the benefit of taking action? People who take action in life, especially the right type of action, these people experiences more things to be grateful for. These people experience confidence, happiness. They experience abundance. They experience manifestation. This people know how to manifest, right? They know when the iron's hot. When you strike when the iron's hot. These people know that nothing happens without nothing happening. And in the contrary to those who don't take action and think they have all the time in the world, you receive what the world leaves behind. People who are out here pursuing their dreams and goals, they're getting what they want in life and they're not accepting the things they don't want, meaning the negative thoughts, the negative outputs, the failures, all of this stuff they don't accept in life, though yet they experience it. That's not their end game. And vice versa, people who let failure be everything and don't try again, they drift. And their mind is constantly drifting. And this is how the devil be hold of people. Strongholds on the mind. Some people so mentally lost and effed up that they can't get their mind back because they're so far off drifting, right? It's just like if you put a leaf in the water and there's a whirlwind going on, if that leaf isn't guided the right way, it's going to drift and drift until it goes into that whirlwind and then goes down. And that's the same way as our thoughts and minds, if not guarded, it goes down the drain. And you continuously drift and drift and drift without being purposeful, living with passion, taking action. That's you allowing the world to take you where it's going to take you. You're going to get what you're going to get. And that's the people who drift. Life just hands them whatever they can get, right? Whether you want it or not, you're going to take what the world gives you. And then vice versa for those of you who use your mind, who actually exercises thought, who think about things, take time to think about things, and, take action. These are the people who move their boat. They're the captain of their boat. They're sailing in the direction that they want to see. And just like I say all the time, because I have ups, I have downs, I'm still on the boat with the ups and with the down. I never abandon ship. That's why Team Angie is still here and still pivoting because the marathon continues. It's going to be days of abundance. It's going to be days of lack, but these are all important for my journey. And before I keep carrying on, I do want to share these videos with you guys because mindset is important. Spiritual power is important, and knowing what's really going on, being able to see the playing field for what it is. Once you start using your mind, guarding your mind, you start to be enlightened to things like how energy affects and helps you in certain ways and how you can manipulate energy, right? And I'm not talking about witchcraft and all of this type of stuff. Yet and still, though, these are forms that you can partake in. I don't, um, I don't condone you doing this. If you don't know what you're doing or whatever, I advise you to do some research to learn or whatever because the spiritual world is real. These powers are real, and there are rules and regulations to this, just like in the mental physical world. Certain things can take you up out of here, just like certain things could keep you here, and it's vice versa with the spiritual world. Some things can affect your now and later, but it is what it is, right? That's why I always spend time enjoying peace in His presence when Jesus is calling me, because that's the spirit I like to deal with, and the spirit that enlightens me on this world. To be closer to God is to be unliked and loved by the world. Um, that's because the world is contrary to who Christ is. Christ is the light, and this world is full of darkness, full of temptations, full of desires, full of things that leads nowhere. That's why people are so empty and feeling fulfilled in this world, seeking everything to fulfill them, the desires that they think would sustain them, make them happy. All these things. Um, Let me finish this off because it's getting a little lengthy. But anyway, that's why mindset is important. If you be like, okay, whatever, I ain't gonna care about that, I ain't gonna think about that, and it's your choice, your prerogative, to each his own. But the more you can carry on with that mindset, the further away you drift, and the harder it is to have control of your own mind. Hey, sis. A lighter.
Yeah.
I think this year. Uh,
Seriously.
yeah. Oh, yeah. See, then I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna use this. All right.
It wasn't pink one because I had a whole pack, but I don't know where one of them is.
Uh,
I'm gonna get another pack of them.
I just seen that one though.
Yeah,
For
that's the only one
fun.
that I been singing in a minute too. Cause I have like I said, where's that?
uh,
But I was gonna say you know, isn't it called First Class that dispensary right there?
I don't
The,
know if they open or not. You talking about on Portage, right? I mean,
yeah,
Sprinkle.
that's what I was thinking of too. Cause I was like but I thought I don't know if there was another one open instead of that one.
Joyology.
But that's where first what is it? Lake Effect was at?
Yeah,
Okay, I might go up there then.
they got 5 for 8 on the pre rolls, and then 12 for 10 on the pre rolls, and then they had like $5 grams or something like that.
Because
Or
mostly I
four.
wanted to give me a date like that to bring to work,
Yeah,
so I don't have to keep getting like
cause I
rolling.
got these. The pens. I mean, yeah, cartridges.
Oh yeah, because I don't have no
You
pen
could
though.
use them. Yeah, that's what I need to get. You want to go up there?
We can go up there.
All right.
You want to go right now?
Whenever you do.
Okay, I'm gonna just use the bathroom and stuff, and then we can go up there.
All right. This is the rest of this reading for November the 23rd. And what I want to share with you guys, I'm going to put it in a video, another video, exclusive video, because I am taking sources and credit for the people work who have done what they done. And I'm basically, I track this my guy. He got some dope videos. I'm using a little bit of his video. Also, Jason McNeil, and last but not the least, uh, yeah, just Jason McNeil, and I'll be referencing a little bit of Alistair and how he plays a major part in this and where he actually got his ideology from. But last but never the least, this is what the word for the day is. As you go through this day, look for tiny treasures strategically placed along the way. I lovingly go before you and plant little pleasures to brighten your day. Look carefully for them and pluck them one by one. When you reach the end of the day, you will have gathered a lovely bouquet. Offer it up to me with a grateful heart. Receive my peace as you lie down to sleep. With thankful thoughts playing a lullaby in your mind, playing a lullaby in your mind. This was inspired by the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 38 through 9, and also the book of Psalms, chapter 4, verse 7 through 8. Big shout out to Huntsville, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. Terrell, Pastor Terrell from I forget. But yeah, Terrell, you know who you are out there in Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, love your family. Very righteous man. We actually dug into the Bible and we broke it down. We had 4 different books that we was having classes about. Me myself, I studied the book of Romans, Saul turning into Paul, and so forth and so on. How he roamed the Arabian desert, and yeah, it was a very good book breaking it down. I really enjoyed that time out there. It was really really nice. But um, yeah, I track. I'm about to put it all together for you, and then Jason McNeil. I'm gonna put it all together for you, and it's gonna really break it down, like the truth about these signs and symbols and where these people are gathering their energy from their spiritual sources and what they actually consider to be spiritual sources. You'd be surprised, right? I know you all have heard of the crown jewels. These things are so much real, like this cup I have in my hand. These people that roam the earth, they have been here, and the things that they touch have been blessed. They are holy places. And yeah, why you think these people are doing these things? Because of these these 5 jewels, which is the things that Jesus Christ himself had, that people like to say he was real or unreal or whatever, right? His name Yahshua, his name this, that, whatever, right? The people running around taking the man's stuff. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. They go around, just like if you didn't know, the whatever God has touched has been anointed, ordained, is powerful. These are called relics. You heard about the chief cornerstone, right? The stone that who was the guy? I forget his name, Solomon, I believe. He rested on it. He fought with the angels. This is the same stone that they put under the. You could go check this out, Queen Elizabeth chair, and they anoint each queen under that stone. That stone is said to have powers or whatever, right? Just like the Holy Grail, that cup that Jesus ate at the last supper with, just like his garments, just like his crown had. It's a lot of different crown jewels, right? And these are different things of the Bible that they say that it's just a book, that they actually go digging up, excavating different places, archaeological sites, because they want these things. Why you think they go digging up people's graves all the time? Why they went into Egypt and digging in those graves? Because some of those artifacts, some of those items, objects, they carry real spiritual power. Just like Christians, they pray. Other religions, they do other things. These are all a part of connecting with the spiritual to have that power to get you through the physical. And I'm going to dig deeper into it to give you guys the facts so you can see exactly what I'm saying and where my sources come from and how you could see, recognize, and realize the truth of this world in plain sight, how it's more so a spiritual battle and not so much a flesh and blood, but principalities that roam amongst us. 2025 is the year of the snake. As you can see, so many things are being revealed. Also, we just had the new moon, which was Pluto, which is my planetary influence of Scorpio. My planet just went back into Leo and Aquarius, I believe, which is Aquarius is about humanitarian. And you can see how the world is unshedding its dark side to bring the consciousness of the human race to a point where we can be more vibrant and vibrate on a higher consciousness. Leo is the fiery sign, which is the boldness, and it basically is about uncomfortability, about truth, and this is what the Pluto planet helps dig out. The Pluto planet is about death, secrets, passion, and different stuff like that, right? These different planets come with different energies that people use to tap into. That's why you will hear most people talking about astrology when these planets line up in a certain form, especially depending on if you know your chart or whatever, and different things like that. It's just this way that people manipulate energy and or use it for their advantage. Just like something most common everybody do, right? You take a nap, you go to sleep. That's energy replenishing, and that's you could call it a ritual. You can call it whatever, right? You go take a nap, you go lay down, you replenish yourself. That's what that is. But anyway, peace and blessings. Happy Sunday from Team Angie. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. You will be helping me achieve my yearly goal, which is to get monetized on YouTube. And that's what I'm here to do. And that's what I'm going to continuously do. Make sure that you check out all my videos. They're motivational, inspirational.